Sports conditioning and athletic fitness training, two courses merge into one. And the personal training certification with SPI, specifically training for health and fitness, we actually teach how to design a program. But this program is for the general population, general health and fitness, for beginner, sedentary, beginner, intermediate, and even advanced fitness. But when people want to compete and prepare for competition, or they're training like athletes, then they need to move to the next level. So in this course, we do a review of the exercise physiology, especially the muscle fiber, the motor units, nervous system, energy system, and the lactic acid and fatigue, because this is what we're going to start to teach and learn, right? And then we move into specific sport-specific training, aerobic training zones. We talked about this in the training for health and fitness, but here we work on how to write a program for the athlete or for people with very high fitness. So the aerobic threshold, moderate speed, longer duration, right? But here we're talking about like 4 hours, 3 hours. Remember, it's for athletes. Anaerobic threshold, this is where interval training starts. VO2 max, this is where we increase the capacity of the body of using oxygen and the ability to endure more. And of course, HIIT training, high intensity interval training, how we put it together and how we measure each zone to know the athlete, are they training in each one. Of course, how to develop this into a yearly program, because this takes time to develop and you need to know in which phase of the year you train the athlete each part. And then we go about anaerobic alactic system training, meaning the explosive power, the high speed movement. This is a system. And the lactic acid system training, when people do interval training, a minute and a half run, and then a lot of lactic acid is produced, how actually we can tolerate it at higher level and how can we remove it from the system faster. And you're going to see how this is related to the aerobic system as well. And then type of muscle hypertrophy. If we train athletes for competition like we train a bodybuilder, that type of hypertrophy is going to hinder their performance. So we need to know which type of muscle hypertrophy is required depending on the sports your athlete is playing or the fitness trainer, the fitness client that you have is actually doing. And then we're going to talk about strength and power training. Look how many types of strength there is. There is absolute strength, how strong you can go, how heavy weight you can lift. Relative strength, how strong you are relative to your body weight or relative to a specific resistance. Speed strength, which will help you to go faster. Explosive strength, which will help you to move, change direction and jump higher. Okay, starting strength, when really people are gonna race, they want to start at the beginning, how actually they can improve this. And strength endurance, which is different than muscular endurance. It's not 15, 20 repetition. Okay, this could be 2 minutes of repetition. You have to analyze the sports and then you decide what kind of strength endurance to give and how to build up to this level. Okay, so how to design it into a program, and we move specifically talking about the explosive strength as plyometric. If you heard about plyometric, it helps people jump higher. You've seen Michael Jordan, it's like he's flying, okay, inside the basketball court. That's plyometric, when people step in and they jump higher. We explain it scientifically and how to build the strength to reach this level and how to train plyometric. And of course, jump training as well. And if your client is actually plateau in terms of strength, how to use eccentric training, where you put weights higher than the 1 RM, than their maximum. But this should not be done before actually building the proper strength. Why? How to avoid injury and how this is done, it's all explained in the course. And most interesting is sports analysis. What is sports analysis? You need to know what kind of energy system is needed for the person you're training. You can do this through research. You search, it gives you which muscles, energy system, the capacity, but that's for athletes in general, in high level. What about your athlete, the person you're training? You have to learn how to analyze their capacity in the sports they're playing or in the gym. So we teach how you can analyze time motion, how long is the rest between a recovery interval, let's say when they do high intensity, how long they are recovering, and how to shrink that time so that they can perform better. Okay, and how to compare it to elite performance and the different biomechanical analysis, so actually you train them injury-free and help them to reach their goal into winning or improving their performance into very high level. From here, we talk about exercise selection depending on the sports, okay, you are coaching, and we move into functional training, how we move the traditional exercises in the weight training room into more functional exercise, and then into sport-specific exercise, which we call sport loading. What is it? How it improves performance? All it's going to be discussed. And when we learn about all these systems between strength and aerobics and sports analysis, energy system, and all of that, this is where at the end we put it into periodization, into a yearly program. Meaning there is a general preparation phase. What do we do? What do we coach in it? What kind of fitness training to be given? And then there is a specific preparation, and then the pre-competitive stage, and then the competitive stage, how to maintain what we have built at the beginning. And of course, there is the transition phase where athletes need to recover mentally, physically, so that they refresh and start again a new year at higher level. So if this interests you and you'd like to train athletes or even people with high fitness level, because now with CrossFit, with all functional training, people are training like athletes. So this information can benefit you and them to get the best results possible and reach very high level. And if they are athletes, you're going to help them to win. So if this is interesting for you and you want to take your personal training to the next level, we will be seeing you in the Sports and Conditioning Athletic Fitness Training course from SPI. Wonderful.